It's a pleasure to be here representing Oman and Madina Logistics. We, I don't think, come over here all that often, although we get a lot from here. 80% of the food from Oman to Oman actually comes from Dubai. So one of the things that we have to deal with on a regular basis is the transport of the food from A to B. We've got 20 minutes today. I suppose food safety management we could take all day or all week. But a quick overview of my company in Oman. We are Al Madina Logistics Services Company, founded in 2008 with Omani funding. We're a 100% Omani company, so we are able to take care of all our own facets and assets over there. We're a 3PL, full 3PL asset based. We have multi-temperature DC with a multi-temperature fleet, and we have dedicated ourselves to the food safety management as a product. We gained ISO 22000 certification last year in November, and we have been practicing the effective and efficient management of food ever since then, making sure that food is moved safely and securely from one point to another is, for us, one of the major issues. We can manage it all the time in our own facilities. We have the right temperature controls, we have the right processes, but when it's out on the road, it's very difficult to take care of. So, as we go forward, a quick overview of what we've got here. 22,000 at a glance. We're basically protecting the product by targeting unsafe practices. We're ensuring that everything that we do makes sure that the food retains its integrity at all points along the way. We're making sure that we implement an array of different processes and penalties to make sure that that food does not get in any way compromised. And we provide better services over and better control over the distribution, which is, again, where we have the biggest issues, or have had the biggest issues. And we've got a more consistent management and inspection regime for everything that we do. Sorry. This has always been a concern within the supply chain, and the product deterioration has always been imminent due to weak safety management processes and practices in the past. We believe that we've been not only projecting the image of a safe environment, but also practicing it along the way. So by making sure that we are having a continual temperature monitoring and making sure that our processes are in place, we're also proving and assuring our safe food supply for the people of Oman. These processes are being continually overviewed and revised. We at Al Madina Logistics, we actually employ 2 food consultants who are with us 24 hours a day to oversee not only the practices or the processes from a helicopter level, but they actually get down on a day-to-day basis, and they're involved in the actual QA of the goods on a daily basis. With this, we're managing to control any potential breaches. We're also managing to comply with all the applicable regulatory and municipality regulations that there are there in Oman. And we're also ensuring that this policy and these processes are cascaded down to the lowest level, so that everybody who joins us within the DC facility knows from the moment they walk in there exactly what is required of them. So at any time, anybody who is in the DC is able to answer anything required of them by the municipalities who are providing us with regular visits and coming over with for samples and testing and all the rest of it. So one of the things that we do is we're having a look at the risk assessment with regard to the goods, with regard to transportation, and within the HACCP. All the food items and categories are put into a matrix, and then we can assess very quickly as to whether there is a high, medium, or a low risk with the product and whatever we're going to do with it. Some of the groups are automatically falling into a higher level, but whatever it is, we know exactly where we need to be with the products that we're dealing with at any one time. And again, this was created by an outside agency, the two food consultants who we have working for us. And again, the main reason for them having them from outside is that they cannot be pressured at any one time by any management person or anybody within the system. So we've got a total look from outside. So when it comes then to, as I said, the traceability of this whole thing, the biggest enemy that we've got here is the temperature and the time it spends along the way. If you consider the move from Muscat down to Salalah, we have a move of over 1,000 kilometers. And not all too often, you'll have product arriving at the other end, and it's, let's say, of questionable quality when it gets there. The way that we've approached this is to make sure that we monitor the temperatures all along the way, and making sure that, number one, you've got the genset set at the right temperature, number two, that the air temperature is fine, and number three, that the product temperature is okay. And when you talk to a number of people outside about getting these services sorted out, a lot of people don't understand why I want to have 3 temperatures and not just 1. When I do transport for McDonald's down to Salalah, I actually have a truck which is split into 3 temperature zones. I have frozen, chilled, and dry. And I have 6 temperature monitoring areas on that. 2 gensets, because my genset is dual evaporators, so I have 2 set temperatures, 2 air temperatures, and 2 product temperatures. When we get down to Salalah, then normally, and in the past, before we introduced the current process, we had the data loggers. We've had data loggers collapse and fall along the way. And the client is then receiving product which he knows is absolutely 100%. Yeah? So this is the sort of thing that we're now looking at in trying to put into place for the trips coming in from Dubai, to make sure that the product that we receive into our DC, because we're not doing the transport from Dubai in any great length, that we can actually then monitor the quality of the product arriving. This will include having alerts and alarms coming from our system once we have our own trucks moving from Dubai. If I've got the manifest in my transportation management system, and I've got the geolocated data and time data from the in-vehicle monitoring, from the GPS tracking system on the truck, I can combine those into a powerful tool, which then allows me to create a number of alarms, alerts, and devices in order to make sure that the product at no time can start deviating on temperature. This is also true once we get it into the DC. We're not only monitoring the standard temperatures as such, we're monitoring the hotspot temperatures. So we have, in our current facility, we've got 4 cold cells, 2,200 pallet positions in each, and we've analyzed where those hotspots are, and we have made sure that we're monitoring the temperatures there. Our second phase build, which is now starting, is another 6 cells, and we'll be doing exactly the same thing. So I think everybody's seen this, which is the, there's no arrows on it. Sorry, I've got different arrows on mine. Anyway, basically we'll start the journey over in the top left-hand corner. We're harvesting, and the product is then moved around, packed, and then taken in transportation to a warehouse or DC after it's been processed. So you've got the quality inspections, and this is where we come into it. We can do all of the parts of this from the transportation onwards. And we're making sure that all of this part of the transportation onwards is monitored for temperatures. all the way through. So everybody has their role to play in this. So we've got transit, storage, distribution, all covered, all the way to the end user. Over the top left, temperature-controlled transport. We not only provide the transport, but we also provide the monitoring systems for that, be it data loggers, be it the tracking of the trucks. The cold storage, we've got a very modern facility down there. As I said, we've got the facilities monitored, and it's all on the computer, which is linked up to my staff's and my manager's phones. We've got the retail distribution. This is one of the trucks which has got the 3 partition in it, all the way to retail for our clients. So, I was told 20 minutes. I think we've taken a little bit less than that, but I'm not sure that really is a concern. The cold chain, as I said, in Oman is the main thing that we're pushing ahead with. The key for us is that we are the only 3PL in Oman who is ISO 22000 certified, and we are continuing to push ahead with that, and we're up for recertification in November. Thank you very much.